Hello. Before we get started, a small content warning. Later on, I will be talking about a certain mind-altering and consciousness-raising substance. So today's poem is called Late Christmas Eve Morning. Between 4 and 5 a.m., December 24th, 1994. Late Christmas Eve morning. At this moment, here, shattered into a million pieces, I am here. With no pardon, with no man's reason, I am here. I fear a lot of things. Thoughts drip in and out through my ears. They call to me. I am here. Here's where I am, and here's where I will be until you get here to see me. I am waiting patiently, like a serpent, but with no insidious intent. It all looms in cherry red balloons that are sugar-coated with XTC so that we can see what's inside of you and me, with no reason for the rhyme that's on our tongues. It all becomes one, then shattered out on the western sky. The pieces become brittle and dry, and he steps up for one last try. There's the pitch, hit, score one for the home team. The ball flies out into the night sky, flies away into space. There, in the face of God, a great conjunction takes place. And behold, the child, born of a virgin, takes his place among the ranks of men and shakes the world like a rattle. The pieces are all there. The rattle cracks and the pieces fall out. Devil may care. And we are there. We are there to point them out, to say, we are here. Here's where we are, and here's where we will always be. Picking up the pieces lying in infinity. Well, this poem is really special to me. It's, well, first of all, I wrote it coming down off of an acid trip, so let's give some context. This time I was living in an apartment on 1821 Scott Street. Little apartment, bottom floor, one room of old house that had been made into a duplex. My cousin had lived in the top floor, and the bottom floor became available, so I needed a place to stay. So one thing led to another. So on the 23rd of December, don't ask me how, I don't remember, we got in a hold of some acid, which I'd done I'll admit, in my 20s, I did a handful of times for various and sundry reasons. So, when I would, one of the things I started doing when I did that was, as I was coming down, I'd go by myself, get somewhere by myself and write. And so on this particular morning, Christmas Eve morning, I started writing, and this is what I came up with. So, the next day, I don't remember when, I typed it up on an actual, I had a typewriter. I typed it up, and I took it to a friend of mine who was living with her boyfriend, who lived, about a block and a half or so away from me, and her name is Michelle. She gave me some tips on it, and one of the things she said was that it sounded like I was starting to discover my voice, and that was very important for me. So I worked on it, and eventually it got published. One of the only poems I've gotten published in the Vortex is actually in this particular issue, Vortex 21, the UCA, University of Central Arkansas's literary journal. And this was published in 1995. So it's Vortex Volume 21, 1995. Let's to go over a little bit, one of the big, as far as the structure and all that stuff, one of the biggest influences on this is actually T.S. Eliot's The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. If you don't know who T.S. Eliot is, check him out. My favorite poem, hands down, of all time, is The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. And it's got that, I tried to copy the sing-songy rhyme and the stream of consciousness that Elliot used in Proof Rock, and a few things in it, like of course I talk about the acid trip with the thoughts dripping in and out through my ears and stuff like that. But it's really about a spiritual journey. It was the start of my spiritual journey, which I'm still on today. You know, it's good to be in the moment, because there's all these things going on in the moment, and we're just putting the pieces together as we go along. It's the puzzle of our life. And some people, and in my 20s I did use consciousness raising substances in order for that effort. Some people use religion, which you know, contemplative prayer and meditation and whatever. So it's whatever tools that we use on that journey. So the baseball metaphor is really important, because baseball has been a big part of my life. My mom was always a baseball fan, Chicago Cubs and the St. Louis Cardinals, her two favorite teams. And I actually played baseball 2 summers when I was in junior high. And I'm not much of a sports person, although I do like umpiring it. I actually love umpiring it. And then the, like, where I talk about the Great Conjunction, I remember, and this goes to my early religious education, which was in Christianity. I remember previous to this watching the History Channel, and that was when the History Channel actually tried to do history. You know, they don't do now. No Ancient Aliens and stuff was on back then, but they talked about this conjunction of a couple planets and a star or whatever around 4 BCE, and because the Magi were magicians, astrologers, and all that stuff, they had known something special was going on. So that's where that metaphor there for, that image there for the conjunction and the child born of a virgin, you know, Jesus taking his place. You know, he came into the world and eventually he did shake it. And we're there to, you know, we're living in the consequences of his birth, however you might believe, you know, whatever you might believe. And then, you know, and I like how I did the play on words with the devil may care, you know, because the devil in some religious traditions is, the world is the devil's playground. And then the last little part is, that's our job, is to pick up these pieces in our life, no matter our journey, and put them together in this puzzle. And maybe by the time we're done, you know, when we go back to infinity, we'll actually have a picture. So that's pretty much the gist of this poem. I'm really proud of it because it shows my spiritual journey. It shows the start of my spiritual journey. I was 22 when I wrote this. So this thing just turned 28 years old 5 days ago, as I'm recording this. So let me know what you think. Like my channel, well, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up like this, please comment, talk, you know, tell me about your spiritual journey and stuff like that, or ask me more about mine. You know, we all have one. And thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much.